Hey everyone, I hope you are having a great time. Today I'm going to share my experience in DSP tuning and PEQ tuning of this Eversolo DMP-A10 in my system using these components, this Pioneer DAD S-1EX towers and my Accuphase E4000 integrated amplifier pairing with this Eversolo DMP-A10 using two subwoofer, and I will also show you my actual in-room response as well as back-to-back sound sample with and without all the tuning. For the DSP tuning, Eversolo recommend you to use microphone. They also offer one, and also you can use mini DSP U-make-1. One thing that you're gonna need is long USB cable, A to C USB cable. I will have all the links in the video description for you as well as in the comment section. I will pin it on the comment section as well. So I'm using this USB A to C 20 feet long connected to DMP-A10. The U-make-1 is right on my listening chair where my head position is. So that's how you can hear it, and that's how I am hearing when I'm listening my music and when I'm tuning. So let's go to Eversolo control app. I'm using my phone app because it's going to be awkward position if I tune in on the main component, but you can also do it there if you prefer it, but I'd rather do it through the app on the phone. And this room is partially treated. As always, every room is different. I will have about 6 parts of tuning and results and back-to-back sound sample of this Eversolo DMP-A10 with DSP and REW result. So let's get it going. So when you get into the app, go to room correction, then it will say if you have a different input, that will tell you to do an internet player, just switch it. And then you will see this screen. Then it will ask if you have correction file. You can do without correction file because each microphone is slightly different, but I rather have my correction file using this U-make-1, so you can scan your serial number or you can enter your serial number on REW website, then you can download that text file. So that's where I inserted my thumb drive on that USB-A input in the back of this DMP-A10. So one USB-A input is using this U-make USB-A connection. Another one is using that USB thumb drive with that text file. Select correction file on the device. So you can select it and you can do, I just named that a thumb drive music, so you can go there. This is my correction file, the text file. Just select it and go next. If you want to know if you have enough gain level, you can play sound. Let's say. So in my case, it's good because it's within the preferred range of the room correction between minus 60 dB and minus 20 dB graph that it shows here. Then click next, and then you can do left channel, right channel. But in my case, I prefer to do it in 2 channels. But if you have one side has a big opening or big hallway or something, then you might want to get the left and right channel correction individually. So that is case by case and room dependent. In my case, I'm going to use combine left and right measurement and start measuring. So I'm in the way of a frequency, so it might be a little wacky. So this is the current frequency response as of right now without any correction enabled. So let's start the design process. So that's what they call it. So this is the graph that it will show you, right? Equalizer curve, measurement curve, and predicted curve as well as target volume curve, which is a yellow, which is flat line, right? So in my case, mine is like a little bit upper bass is more pronounced in this room. That's how I tune it, because upper bass slightly pronounced, meaning I have more exciting and more engaging sound as well as deeper sound stage. This one is without even using any DSP or PEQ results that it shows on this graph. But compared to mini DSP that are room equalizer wizard software, it's pretty close, right? But REW is more accurate in my case. So I always go back to REW in-room response measurement. So then you can do apply to configuration. So then you can do which one you want to apply. I was playing around with 3 different speakers as well as bass region fine tuning. Most of the time, if you are using full range, all you need to tune is from 20 hertz to 300 hertz range. To do that, what you have to do is measure REW measurement and play around with PEQ. In that case, you may not even need to touch DSP inside this Eversolo DMP-A10 or A8 or whichever one you have, because bumpy thing that you may see in REW results most of the time is between that 20 hertz to 300 hertz region is inaccurate most of the time. So that's where you need to fine tune it. White graph is in-room response without DSP or any fine tuning other than acoustic treatments in this room. Straight 2-channel listening out of this S-1EX towers, and this is how I prefer it, because if you have really flat sounding or like peak sounding upper range, is going to be pretty bright. So this white one, as you can see, 100 hertz region is really peaking in this room with this REW measurement that I took. So because of that, I apply that room correction from Eversolo. So that room correction, as soon as I apply it, that's the result, is that blue graph that you will see here without DSP and with DSP results. So let's hear the sound sample here. So I don't know which one you like. Personally, I prefer the right mode. The DSP tuning, room correction, it sounds very flat to my ears and it's not exciting. So next graph that I would like to show you is I enable PEQ here. To enable PEQ, in this case, I will select this S-1EX. So this one, you can choose this internet player that enable room correction here. So impedance balance, you can do it, but DSP gain is only 4 dB. So that is up to you. You can play around. You don't want to go too high. just to be safe. And then parametric equalizer, here's a graph that I fine-tune it here. So this is where I enable it. So that's the result of that red one in this graph. So red one is showing in my graph PEQ plus DSP results against that straight DSP result. So that's what you will see. And next graph that I will show you is without any EQ or any DSP, white graph, and that red and blue as you will see here. So next one is, I'm going to show you this graph here. One is PEQ DSP plus PEQ DSP and subwoofer enable. So I'm using two 12-inch subwoofer. So these are the two graphs that you will see here. So yellow one is with two subwoofer and red one is just PEQ DSP enable with that correction inside this A10. So that is the result of this graph. And next one is I disable all DSP and PEQ tuning and everything, totally disable, just using straight 2-channel out from this DMP-A10 to my Accuphase E4000 without dual sub and with dual sub. White graph is 2-channel, just 2 speakers. Orange graph is 2.2 using two 12-inch subs. To me, the 2-channel setup is totally efficient for most of audiophile music or just music. But when I'm listening modern tracks or hard rocks or those kind of music, I like to enable like listening in 2.2 with or without DSP. Let's get this graph. Next graph going. This one is REW measurement results of DSP, PEQ, and subwoofer. That is a yellow graph. Then orange one is just 2.2 with straight sound quality results out of my Accuphase E4000 and these speakers with two 12-inch subs. So you can compare the graph here. So which one is more exciting? That is totally up to you to decide. In my system, I can live with either or. When you add room correction and PEQ, it may give you more exciting results as well, depending on how you fine tune it. You can even enter each frequency based on the REW measurement graph, and you can fine tune it in this Eversolo app. So that is very good feature and functions that they offer for this DMP-A10 as well as A8. DSP alone is not good enough for me. I have to use in combination with parametric equalizer to fine tune it to the way I like it. In my case, I kind of like tuning with my ears and experience, treating the room, placing the furniture accordingly and balancing on each side, because we have TVs and computers and this and that in my listening room. This room is 26 by 16. I love the way it sounds with room correction, PEQ plus 2 subwoofer, immersive soundscape with super wide and deep sound that I can enjoy listening to it for all day long. It's totally void the need of ultra high-end DACs or dedicated streamers or whatever you may want to get and you may have in mind to upgrade it. So I highly suggest you to play around with DSP and PEQ in your room. Just invest $150 for the U-MIC one and that USB cable. You need the long one. So that's it, my friend. That is my experience and my tuning results that I like to share with you. Highly recommend this Eversolo DMP-A10 for its capability using as pre-DAC streamer and sound processor. You save a bunch of money as well as the space. So highly recommend it, and please enjoy your music. Thank you for watching and happy listening.